Hey guys, so today in this video we are going to cover one of the very important data structure named stack data structure. So in this video we are going to cover the basic definition of stack data structure, what are the real life implementation of stack data structure, what are the operations we perform on this stack data structure, and how we can implement this stack data structure. So let's start with the basic definition of stack. Stack is a linear data structure that follow a principle of last in first out. So now let's understand this definition. Here you can see two important word. One is linear data structure and another is last in first out of principle. So first understand what is linear data structure. A linear data structures are those data structure in which the data elements are arranged in a sequence manner and each member of the element are connected with the previous and the next one. So if we want to take an example of linear data structure, then we have array and linked list. These two is a linear data structure because you can observe that they are arranged in a sequential manner. So now let's understand what is last in first out principle. To understand this, let's take an example. Okay, to understand this, let's take an example from our real life. Let's say this is the arrangement of plate, and you can observe that the second plate is placed on top of the first plate. Similarly, the third plate is placed on top of second plate. Now, let's say I want to place one more plate, the fourth plate. So the easiest way to arrange the fourth plate is to put that plate on top of the third plate. Similarly, let's say if I want to put one more plate, then what we will do is we can put the fifth plate on top of the fourth plate. So this is what we observe, that whatever plate, or here we can say whatever element we are putting at last is present at the top. So now let's suppose if we want to take out one plate from this arrangement, so the easiest way to take the topmost plate, which is the fifth plate. And similarly, if you want to take one more plate from this arrangement, so the easiest way is to take out the fourth plate. So from this we can observe that whatever plate we are putting at last, that plate we are picking at first. This is known as the last in first out principle, and the stack data structure is totally implemented on on this principle. So now let's understand the few important operations which we perform on stack data structure. So basically there are three important operations which we perform. One is push, pop, and peek. So let's understand them. Push operation we perform to insert any element into the stack data structure. Here in our case, our stack is this arrangement of plate. So whenever we want to insert a new element or a plate, we perform push operations. So the next is the pop operation. So the pop operation is performed when we want to take an element out of stack, and it is rule that we cannot take any element from the middle or the bottom of the stack directly. We have to pick the top element of the stack. Suppose if we want to reach the second plate, so first what we have to do is we have to remove all the plate which is present above the plate second. So then only we can remove the plate number second. The third is the peek operation. The peek operation give us the information about what element is present at top of stack. Here in our case it will give us the information that the top plate which is present in our stack is the plate number 3. Now let's take the real life example where the stack data structure is used. In our real life, the stack data structure example you can observe is one is your call logs on your phone. You can observe that whatever call you or whatever message you receive at the last is present at the top. Similarly, you can see your browser history. So whatever tab or whatever website you visit at the last is showing on top. This follow the stack data structure principle to store your data. Now let's understand how we can implement the stack data structure. So to implement the stack data structure, there is basically two way. One is using array and the second is using linked list. By using array, you can create one array and you can store the elements in the array, and you can keep a mark that which element is present at top of the stack. Similarly, you can use the linked list and you can keep the eye that which element is present at the top of the stack. Now, why we use two different data structure to implement this stack data structure? There is some pros and cons with them. The first is the array data structure. We have to define the size in advance, which is easy to implement, but it is not dynamic because we cannot change the size of the array at runtime. Where in linked list, it is dynamic and we can increase or decrease the size at runtime. So this is the basic of the stack data structure, and from the next video we are going to cover the stack implementation using array. Thank you for watching.